Sancho, the polarizing situation that we find ourselves in. Do we sign him or do we send him back to Manchester United? Clauses in his contract once that he signed for Chelsea on loan back in the summer have been speculated whether or not we have a £5 million clause whereby if we send that much money to Manchester United, we can also send Jadon Sancho the other way at the same time. We've got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games with a maximum of 8 if we make it to the Europa Conference League final. It's got to be said, in the Conference League, Jadon Sancho has been doing quite well. If we look at his stats, he's got 2 assists in the last, however many games, 3 assists overall. But for me, I don't know. Overall, it's just been, it's been rather unsatisfying. It's been rather unpredictable, but I don't know. It's become predictable at the same time. Jadon Sancho, a player that we were not necessarily dying for, not necessarily excited for. He's obviously it's come about rather suddenly when it did, and now that we're stuck with him for the time being, a lot of people have this is what I'm saying. He's become like a bit of a polarizing figure of the people saying, if we send him back, I don't really care. He hasn't done much to prove his worth or prove that he is one that I want to carry on into the next season and onwards. And then there's other people that would say, I think he's shown qualities. I think he's shown attributes. I think he's shown moments of class whereby £25 million doesn't seem a lot. But then again, on the other side, £5 million doesn't seem a lot for a player that to many is massively underperforming. Fucking Rufus is making a right noise. I find myself kind of in the middle. I have been supportive of Jadon Sancho for a long, long time, even before he came to Chelsea, but more so this season. When he first came, I thought he was great. He obviously went through a bit of an injury stage and was dropped as well. And we just, it's just never really taken off. The goal against Tottenham earlier on this season, which I thought was a sticking point. It was a point that we could move from and think, this is a guy that we need to sort of exploit in the ways that he showed quality in that goal. The running with the ball, cutting inside, shooting, drilling it into the bottom corner. He's done that once since then. And I'm trying to remember when it was. Was it against Ipswich? It might have been against... No, it wasn't against Ipswich. But regardless, I mean, I'm looking at his stats now. The Premier League, it's pretty bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No goals or assists in his last 10 appearances in the Premier League for Chelsea. He's more frustrating to watch than anything for me, because it's another one of those players where you're like, I know how good you can be. I know how good you can be. I know what you can do. I know what attributes you possess in order to get the best out of yourself. But is it a case of Maresca once again not utilizing him to his full potential, or is he just not really the player that we thought he was? And I think it's a bit of both again. He's hot and cold. He was obviously very good for Dortmund, but for Manchester United, very hot and cold. He has his moments where he's off the ball, and when he's on the ball and delivering on all cylinders, he's a fantastic player. He's a very, very good player. But again, £25 million in this market is not a lot of money. And so from a financial standpoint, with these owners, with this situation we find ourselves in with, finances being a pivotal part, a big role in the way that Chelsea as a club are functioning these days. Pure profit as a whole. Is it financially better for the club to spend £5 million to send him back? Or can they find a profit off of £25 million for Jadon Sancho? I mean, he's still only 25 years old. You know? He clearly has qualities that are there to be used from maybe not us, but clubs who are willing to take him. He has his issues outside of football where, you know, those sorts of things can creep in. We've seen it with Manchester United. He's vocal on social media. He's quite a bit of an issue at times with all that sort of stuff. There's a lot of pros and a lot of cons. I can see many of both. I can see why we would sign him for £25 million at the end of the season. I wouldn't necessarily be upset. However, like I said at the beginning of the video, I find myself in a bit of a slap bang in the middle, because if we did choose to send him back, I wouldn't be completely and utterly frustrated with the decision. However, I do also find myself thinking, you know, I kind of want him to stay, but again, like I say, if he was still a guy to go, I find that the recent performances have sort of picked up a little bit, because I think he knows that it's coming to an end this season, obviously, naturally, logically. And so he might be putting a little bit more effort in, where typically it's just the same old routine. I just want him to shoot more. That's all. That's all I'm asking for Jadon Sancho to do more of, is just shoot. Because we've seen time and time again getting himself in the right position, but then it's always, oh, do I pass? Do I shoot? Do I pass? Do I shoot? And he's stuttering and he doesn't know what to do. But when he does shoot, we've seen him score some fantastic goals for Chelsea this season. So, I mean, only 3 in the Premier League, but the point remains, they have been really, really good goals. It's a situation we find ourselves in that is quite a unique one, because you have arguably one of the bigger names in football in his position. Whether you rate him or not, Jadon Sancho is a big, big name in football. Do we take on the load of getting him on a permanent basis, or do we maybe seek a different player? You know, we've got people coming in next season, you know, that maybe are better suited. Esteval Willian is coming in, you know. Can he take Sancho's position? Predominantly a right-wing player. But all the same, let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are. I'm a little bit stuck. I'm a little bit stuck. I don't really know what to do. I don't know what we're going to do. I think the logical option would be to sign him so that we could sell him again. 25 years old, 25 million pounds. It seems like you'd be able to make a profit on that, unless he drops off a cliff again. But still, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. As always, please like the video, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. As always, my name is Harry, out the Chelsea, and peace.